Kia ora. The year is almost over, which means LEGO need to start clearing out some of their stock for sale prices. Jurassic sets are now officially on sale, and I really wanted to highlight the only two that I bought this year as part of a really good sale because I think on sale price they're actually worthwhile. This is set 76960, the Brachiosaurus Discovery, which released this year in June for a whopping 80 USD or 150 NZD. 512 pieces, only 3 minifigures. Goddamn though, one of the best additions to the Dinosaur line. The set's overview here is a giant tree, brick-built Jeep Wrangler, and the latest dinosaur mold in a Brachiosaurus. And the only reason that you're going to be buying this set, let's be totally honest. I really love the Jurassic Park movies, so I do really like the LEGO sets as well, and the video game was damn good as well. I personally have every single variant of the LEGO Jurassic dinosaurs, so now that I do, I've made sure to try to keep up with all of the latest molds. If a set doesn't feature a brand new dino mold, then I'm not likely to go out of my way and buy it. When this set was announced, I knew immediately, yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this up by the end of the year. The set is based on this scene from the first movie, a very famous one. Makes total sense why they would pick this. Surely you've seen it by now. The line celebrates the 30th anniversary of the movie this year, so LEGO finally caved and they gave us an entire wave of sets based only on the first film. We will save the exciting Brachiosaurus for last though, and we'll start off with that Jeep. The brick-built cars using the latest and greatest in LEGO building techniques are always satisfying for me on a build scale level. The sizes are really nice for my personal displays, and I feel they offer a lot more than what we used to get with LEGO cars back in the day. With that does come a price increase of course though. I'd be okay with spending $30 max on these, but LEGO are charging up to 50 NZD now for that Dilophosaurus ambush set, which is just a single minifigure, a Dilophosaurus they've used already before, and a brick-built vehicle. Try to wrap your head around that one. The car doesn't offer too much up in play, you're just buying this for the famous Jurassic vehicles collection that we were pestering LEGO on doing for years. It fits really nicely with the Ford Explorer for those of you who have one, currently available in that Triceratops rescue set for 90 NZD. That can't be right, can it? Seriously? If you have the diorama set though, like I do because it was on a great sale at one point, and you already have a Triceratops in LEGO like I do because it was also on a great sale at one point, then there's literally nothing that brings you to that new Triceratops research set. You can move this back section here to better fit the minifigures, but the connection is rather loose and it's always prone to coming apart there. Surely there was a much better way for them to figure this out. There's plenty of room on the inside for your 3 minifigures who do all fit quite nicely. Currently this is the only set to include this specific movie vehicle. The giant tree is a really nice solid build altogether, but to my surprise, there's nothing actually interactive here. LEGO have made a giant tree as a main set before with lines like the Hobbit or the Monster Fighters series, but those trees have functions at the very least. This time it's truly just used as a display piece of bricks, and if you're into that, then this will be a pretty good sell. Me personally, I'm a little 50-50 when it comes to things like this. I really like the colors that are used here, like those salmon parts that really brings a bit more life to the build. There's a cracked eggshell at the base here, a stickered sign as well. Tree builds have only gotten better over the years for utilizing more than just one baseline color, multiple shades of browns being used for the bark and multiple shades of greens being used for the leaves. It stands very tall, but it does feel like a substantial build despite maybe not offering as much for play. A few of the branches up at the top are connected on those Technic parts. They're pretty well secured in there, but some of the trees can be moved around and it offers you a bit of some altering displayability choices. So that's something at the very least, and useful for your display with the dinosaur. Before we take a look at old Brachie, I want to show you the size comparison because I think it's something that actually works really well here. The Brachiosaurus is tall enough to reach all levels of the trees to allow it to munch on its lunch. You can also meddle around with the articulation of the dinosaur so that you can reach at the lower leaves as well. But here she is, the Brachiosaurus in all of its glory. It's the first time seeing this as a molded dinosaur in sets, and it's one that we've been asking for a very long time now. The Brachiosaurus stands at 9.5 inches or 24 centimeters tall and 10 inches or 27 centimeters long. I think it's like that when you stretch its neck out. It's a very big piece of the dinosaur line, and I think it's just perfect. A quick size comparison between a T-Rex and a Velociraptor here, just so you can really see how big we're talking. There is articulation, but only within that neck and head. The dinosaur's body is one full piece, so those legs are stationary, unlike most of the other dinosaurs that we see in the line where it can actually have some articulation. The tail is also a separate piece as well. It feels very smooth moving these pieces, helped by those special grooves that are molded into the parts there. The Brachiosaurus can split into 4 separate pieces in total. Now onto the minifigures, and I get to make a couple of complaints. Awesome. This is John Hammond. He has released insets before this one. This figure, however, is an exclusive figure because his torso is slightly different from his previous release, and I think his face is slightly different in design as well. He has his staff though. It's a smaller one than I think it needed to be because it doesn't even reach the floor, and while I like the fact that I have one, I can't believe they changed his sleeves to make him inaccurate to the scene. This reason annoys me so much, because the first John Hammond figure to release actually did have white sleeves. So this is the second time now that they've released this figure and they decided to change it. It's total crap on LEGO's part. There's literally no excuse for them to have done this. His sleeves look so wrong to me, and white sleeves with flesh tone is such an important and useful piece for customizing that they just never really release. I'm very frustrated with this figure because of that reason. And this is Alan Grant, who has also released in a few sets over the waves before, both young and old, though never in sets based on the third movie. I'm still waiting for some Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 sets. His expression in these sets has been slightly altered to how he looked in the previous releases. I really like the colours used for the parts here. That beige and blue matches quite nicely. He seems useful to be used for custom minifigures, and he's got that raptor claw as an accessory as well. But $150 in my eyes is a pretty premium price, and I can't understand why it's taken so long to have a hat-hair combo for the Alan Grant minifigure. The first figure released 5 years ago, and we still do not have a good piece for this. Alan Grant is not bald in any of the movies. This was an acceptable design choice for 2008, it is absolutely unacceptable for 2023. Those 2023 Indiana Jones sets all included extra hats with brown hair. I highly suggest that everyone just uses those pieces because it looks so much better than this thing. Even if it's the wrong hat color, it is so much better than this outdated design, and it frustrates me that LEGO still do this. Two disappointing figures that use outdated designs and practices. Ellie, on the other hand, is a breath of fresh air, thank God for the minifigure roster here. Another figure released in multiple sets over the years. Ellie here uses my favorite LEGO hairpiece, but now in a blonde color, and it fits perfectly for her. She also uses a new color for her torso in this salmon color rather than the straight pink that she had in prior sets. She truly does look like an evolution of LEGO's designs rather than a step backwards like the other two figures. Double-sided face with a nice shocked expression, and she includes some leaves that she can feed to the dinosaur. The box is one of those medium-sized ones with some nice cover art featuring the 30th anniversary print. I really like the green and yellow box art print. I know a lot of people think it's bad, but I really like it. We can see everything here that we just covered here, and Rexy is on the front as well. On the back we have images of the set features, and like I said, there's not a whole lot, so we just have stills of some displays instead. Instructions for the set are the really tall kind of booklet with that really lame image on the front. On the back we can see the entire wave. This is the first time that we've ever had a Jurassic wave of LEGO sets where it didn't feature anyone from the Jurassic World series. The Visitor Center is a really cool set, but it does have some issues. The Junior set is the only way to get the Muldoon figure, and that is intentional. I mentioned this before, but that Triceratops set is only useful for those who have missed out on any of those interesting builds. Definitely not worth the egregious $90 though, and the smallest set of the wave being a $50 car is just depressing. I really love most of what's on offer here with this new edition of the dinosaur and that brick-built car. I'm still a little undecided on that tree overall. While it looks great and I appreciate the design that went into it, I still don't like the fact that it doesn't do anything for the price that I had to pay for this. One of the minifigures is really great and is up there as being one of my new favorites. The other two, they genuinely piss me off. So I don't know, it's a mixed bag I guess, but it's not bad for a sale price, and who's buying these sets for the minifigures anyway? If you enjoyed this review of a 2023 LEGO set, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel. Ka kite anō.